everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for tuning in. Well, I know I've been promising for a lot of time that this is going to be the video where we finally start and get the S14 running smoothly. And hopefully, once again, today is that day. A few updates have happened that we kind of done off camera to kind of get things rolling. So as you know, we did the head gasket on it. And for some reason, as soon as we put the car back together, it was having major running issues. And we tried a number of things. One thing is we did find the knock sensor. We did miss that one, hooking things back up, hooked it up, fixed it a little bit, but not very much. We then decided to run a smoke test, and we ran into an issue where there was a lot of smoke coming off of the intake plenum. And so therefore we figured there was a major vacuum leak. Mike here decided to get a very thick gasket. And so when we ran the smoke test, I did fix that issue. But then we ran into another issue where the injectors were getting really gnarly leaks off the injectors. So looking at the fuel rail, it was kind of bent U-shaped. I noticed it when we took it off. I wasn't sure if that's how it was supposed to be. Maybe it's supposed to be under tension, but apparently that's not it. So Mike got himself a new fuel rail, as you can see, nice and straight. So hopefully once we get this swapped over, we'll get rid of that issue. We'll have no more leaks. The car will finally idle properly, which means we'll finally be able to get it timed properly and on the road. So that's what the goal is for this video. Two things before we get started though. One, if you do want to see more automotive, particularly GTR, and of course the S14 content, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And two, if you'd like to support the channel, I do have the JD Archer shop. If you go to jdarcher.bigcartel.com, you can see a limited selection of t-shirts I've designed that are for sale. But with that out of the way, let's see if we can finally get this thing on the road. So what we did is, while the fuel rail was still attached, we loosened all of the screws that hold the fuel injectors into the fuel rail, because you know, if you don't have it held solid, obviously it's tough to get torque. So we're just gonna get all that loosened so we can swap over the old injectors to the new fuel rail. We thought about getting new fuel injectors, but at the same time, we don't know what's gonna go on with this engine, whether or not we're gonna leave KA, maybe start thinking about an RB swap. So right now, the goal is just to get the car on the road, and then if it does turn out that we want to upgrade this engine, we'll look at getting a upgraded fuel rail and top mount fuel injectors. As a little trick, when you're dealing with hoses, especially ones that have been on for a long time, they don't want to come off. If you just grab a wrench, kind of grip on it and kind of give it a little twist, sometimes it'll pop loose. You want to be careful though that you don't start to shred the hose, but it's never a bad way to start if they're not wanting to come off. There's that one. Nope, there's one more line. Okay, so there's that. Plastic broke, plastic broke, plastic broke. Looks like there used to be a tooth that go over the tip of it. Plastic broke. That means this gone through your engine.
Well, we looked at these cylinders.
Little bit of an update. Obviously, it's been a few days. We ran into the issue that the injectors on the fuel rail were not looking so good. So as you know, we were basically putting a new fuel rail in, and we got everything out of here because we're dealing with a massive vacuum leak. So we were going to transfer over the original injectors to the new rail, and they were just so jacked up. Mike made the choice to just get new injectors. So we've got a new rail, as in new to us, but brand new injectors. So those should be working perfectly. They should be flowing properly, should be throwing the right type of spray. And so now we're just going to transfer over the fuel pressure regulator and drop all of this in. So this goes into the box. So because everything's broken, but as soon as you start making one thing work right. All right, you got your hose clipper with a safety. Where's the hook? I kind of wish we had, yeah. Yeah, you're going there. Huh?
not being done. Thank you. Yes, I was like, I know this is not wrong, but this is also not right.
Oh wow, that's seating really good.
They're not touching here, so once it gets pushed in and pressed, then it'll get seated down.
Wow,
Yeah.
that looks way better than the last one. You're officially timed properly too. But when it's warmed up, retime it again.
Fair.
But if you want to shine it down there, you can see you're on that last tick farthest to the right. That's where you want to be.
Yeah, I see it.
And it lines up with that little needle.
Yeah. Now we're spot on.
So, yep.
That works. I may go in and later on and lower the idle in just a little bit because it's idling at around 1,000. Probably bring it down to like 900 or so.
Where'd you put your 10 millimeter? The car's actually moving for the first time in a year. So, seems like our issue is just too many vacuum leaks. You got to check engine lights.
I just had to check engine lights. It's like goddamn thing. I think the exhaust manifold is the culprit of that because it's missing that O2 sensor.
Well, it definitely feels better.
Aside from just dying.
Well, the ECU's probably got to relearn everything. All right, giving it a little accelerator. Feels sluggish.
Yeah, I'm flooring it right now.
Yeah, but like I said, I think the ECU's got to relearn the fuel curves.
Yeah.
And I hate to think that check engine light has you in a limp mode, but you're revving higher than 5,000.
I'm on 3,000 right now, and it won't go above it. But I think it's because we're on a hill, and yeah, it's going slowly going up.
Okay.
Oh, come on, stay in it.
Oh.
She didn't want to make that.
Like I said, the ECU, like I said, when Yana's car had to change out the battery, it'd be bad for a little while too.
Right there, it went up to 4 before I shifted. So
Okay, so you're not in a limp mode.
It's just having trouble figuring things out.
Yeah.
There we go. 4, 5.
We're also just used to faster cars too.
There is that. I think this is technically the slowest car I've got.
All right, there you go. We actually finally did what we said we were going to do and got the S14 on the road. Still not running perfectly, but at least it's moving, which was our main goal. And now we can figure out some other issues with the car, because as you saw, it really felt like it was underpowered. It really wasn't idling properly. And that could be because of many things. You know, maybe the gas has gone bad in the gas tank. That can happen. Maybe there's issues with the ECU. You know, pretty much had no battery power to it for months, so maybe it's completely reset, needs to relearn the fuel curves and how to drive. Might be other issues, like maybe for some reason the spark plugs fouled, even though they really haven't been used because they've been sitting there for a year. So there's a lot of things that could be at issue with the car that we do need to address. One thing that did happen was, so we did have the car on the road, obviously, you know, it's been some time, and we went to fire it up last weekend and it just did not run right, and we couldn't figure out what was going on. The car, like I said, you know, it ran even worse than the day that we fired it up and took it for that drive that you just saw. And the knock sensor, it took some look, and fortunately we figured out that the knock sensor, for some reason, I don't know, something hit it or it broke or it's just deteriorating because it's old. But that sucker was just coming apart. So Mike ordered up a new knock sensor, and then also the harness was just completely deteriorating. So you have the knock sensor, which is part of the intake manifold, which I don't know why it's there. It just seems like a weird spot for there to be a knock sensor. But then the wiring harness between the knock sensor and the main harness, so it actually has a little extra harness for itself, was also deteriorating. So I ordered up that small piece of harness. So hopefully we'll get good signal. We're gonna drop that in shortly, see what that does for the running of the car. When we did fire it up also last weekend, we were getting a lot of smoke out of it. I thought it looked a little bit on the blue side, which means that it's oil. Mike thought it looked a little black, which that would make sense because all of a sudden there's new injectors, it's getting more fuel than it's used to. So it could be a number of things. We'll run a borescope down there, take a look at things. So even though we got the car on the road, it's still not really perfect, but I guess that makes it the true definition of a money pit. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, go hit that thumbs up button to let me know. It does help the channel out a lot. As I did say at the beginning of the video, if you'd like to see more automotive, particularly GTR and S14 content, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. You can also follow me on all forms of social media, which include Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and TikTok. I'll put links for all those in the description down below. Now, after watching this video, if you have any questions, any comments, if you think there's a better way to do things, if you have an idea on what could make the car run even better, aside from an engine swap, go ahead and post in the comment section down below. I will respond to you. I thank you all for watching, and until next time, forget everything else, focus on the finish line.